Sensible, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at a guy called Level Earth Observer, and he has a rather different idea than most of the flat earthers, and his idea is to tackle satellites. He believes that the American B-2 bomber, the stealth aircraft, disproves satellites. Quite interesting. Let's see what he's got. Go on, Level of Earth Observer, run your film.
This is the Stealth B-2 bomber, an incredible plane, amazing bit of kit.
And I bet that not one single scientist who worked on that project is a flat earther.
You'll notice the jets are on top of the wing.
Cracking research there, mate.
Of course, it's to avoid detection. Of course, the jets will be a heat source.
Very clever. But what about if they're flying in Australia, where they'll be upside down?
So being on top of the wing, they are unable to be detected from the ground. Hence it's called the stealth bomber.
Stealth bomber? Are you sure they're not fake? I've never seen one.
But here's the problem. By putting them on top of the wing, you're incredibly exposed to detection from above.
But you will be okay as long as you don't fly past really tall people.
That's of course if there is something above to be worried about in the first place.
That's true. You're smashing it here.
And based on this plane's design and the fact it's a stealth bomber, and the fact it's positioned its jet turbines from the traditional position, which is below the wings, to the stealth position, which is on top of the wings, would suggest to me...
To check to see if they do cheap returns to Alicante.
Would suggest to me that they don't give a flying fuck about being detected from above, i.e. satellites.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Probably, and more likely, because there's nothing above to be worried about by being detected by in the first place.
Well, apart from all those satellites, there are hundreds of them. And who knows how many spy satellites. I had a look just to see if I could get a quick count of the satellites. I didn't get that information, but I did find something a little bit worrying. Oh my God, Skynet, it's real. Give me your motorcycle and your sunglasses. I'll be back.
So has the B-2 bomber just blown to pieces the satellite pantomime being pushed by the heliocentric fantasists?
Possibly. Or perhaps they have thought about it.
Explain this to me.
Well, when mummies and daddies really love each other and they... oh, about the B-2. Oh, sorry.
Because this would be a dead giveaway. Two incredible heat sources on the top of a high altitude plane.
Well, it is a good job they thought about it. As well as the air intake that goes into the engine to mix with the fuel and produce a hot exhaust, it has a second intake that takes in cold air that it mixes with that hot exhaust, and then it disperses it to keep any heat signature to a minimum. Clever guys, eh?
Incredibly close to satellites compared to normal aircraft.
Incredibly closer to satellites than normal aircraft. Are you sure about that? Passenger commercial liner flies at about 37,000 feet, about 7 miles. The B-2 can fly up to about 9.5 miles. How high do you think satellites are? Well, let me just tell you, the highest self-propelled aircraft, jet aircraft has ever gone, was 23 or just under 23.5 miles. So quite a bit higher than the 9.5 of the B-2. Sputnik 1, the Russian satellite, the first one, was about 133 miles. The space station is 211 miles high. If you want to have a satellite in geostationary orbit, which you're going to want if you want to cover your borders, you don't want the satellite to be on the other side of the world. Well, for geostationary orbit, you're going to be at a height of about 22,236 miles. So do you really think the difference between 7 miles and 9.5 miles for the B2 is incredibly closer to satellites? You don't know jack shit. Research, bitches. It works. Chuckling with embarrassment. Probably the only move left to you.
This lie is crumbling, left, right and centre.
Your line may be crumbling, Level Earth Observer, but we don't want to know about your cocaine habits. And on that high note, did you see what I did there? On that high note, we'll bring today to a close. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Just hit the little ball down in the corner. Please don't forget the Flattard Cheese Awards. There'll be a link in the description. Nominations are still open, but not for much longer, and I do want to have a good choice to choose between. I look forward to seeing you all again. Until next time, stay sensible.
Shut up and sit down.